Season 5, episode number 3. How we doing, everyone? So welcome back, and today we're going to talk about how having a mentor will grow your business, or just you as a person, individual, depending where you at in career, business, entrepreneurial, whatever. So it's probably going to be another short one. I do have some interviews lined up, so I'm very excited for them. So obviously keep checking back every Monday, 12 p.m. on the relevant channels. And if you listen on the podcast, don't forget, leave me a nice 5-star review. And that's all good, right? Of course, if you're on LinkedIn, leave me a little recommendation. Same on YouTube. It all helps, especially if you're getting something from this. That means someone else is going to benefit from this information I'm going to give. Happy days. All right. So I dropped out a post last week on my Mindset Explosion Facebook page. And I was just talking about the benefits of, I guess I was looking back a little bit because I'm about to start a brand new mastermind program next month on property investment. So really excited for that because it's the next phase of my entrepreneurial journey. And I'm already on one mastermind. I've got a lifetime mastermind at the moment that I'm on with Rob Moore's Progressive, so branding, marketing, business. Oh my God, absolutely love that. It's amazing. Learned so much in just a year. So I'm on that one, and I've been also part of Jonathan Jay's Buying a Business. I've been on a few. Anyway, listen, we could go all day and just it's nice to shout out people. So since being even before I got into business, really, I did have a mentor. So we all have mentors, whether we like it or not. Simple as that. So let's just lay that out there right now. Whether you like it or not, someone is mentoring you right now, because we all get influenced. And the most important thing I found that definitely in business, since starting a career with, when I changed from being an electrical engineer, I had mentors then. I didn't appreciate it then, though, and I didn't see where those mentorships were really. But I can look back and think, oh my God, I did learn. I learned so much, and it's really been a huge benefit for me coming into business, really, because my role there was also a quality manager. So I learned a lot about systems, procedures, and just how to run a computer, basically. So happy days. So that was good. But I would say really when I embraced it was with my martial arts instructor. Now I say martial arts, so yes, we was doing martial arts training, but we did a lot of business coaching within our training sessions then. Learned so much. I was really encouraged to get on books and podcasts. So I was self-employed then, so it which was great, but it wasn't quite the same thing really. So I found that having a mentor has been so important. Stephen, my mentor, and he still is really, he's still my martial arts teacher. Still hold him, such high regard that he had his mentors, right? So there's, especially when you go into business, because unless you've done business studies, I don't know, I never did it. I didn't do business studies at school, so I really had to learn. Well, how do I run a business? You have an idea, and we all do what we think we should do. And I do see that a lot, because obviously I speak to so many business owners through my podcast, through networking, through various different things, and everyone's different. And especially since I've been investing in businesses, that and that's why I've kind of wanted to change a little bit the way I do my podcast show now, because I've noticed that a lot of people have been in business for a long time, and they don't know the numbers, or they don't know this, they don't know, and that's fine. And I always say, yeah, it's okay, because most people don't seem to know what their P&L is, or their profit and loss, and or what the difference between net and gross. And I've learned loads just by doing this process. I always have had my metrics, though. I've always looked at my key performance indicators. So I'm going off on one, but the point is this. Now, where would they have been if they had a mentor? Would their business have been in a different position? Would they have been worth more? Would they have, expanded? I don't know. It just is what it is, right? And even being part of various groups, I can tell the ones that, oh, I don't want to pay that for a mentor. That's a lot of money. I can't afford that. And that's great. That's no problem. That's their choice. But then it's also their choice to stay probably where they are. So I would say, I can't think of anyone, there's some people just that natural entrepreneurial mind. But I'd say most have had mentorship over at some point during their time. It served me so well. Even to the point, actually, my first when I bought the business, Cheltenham Martial Arts, well, we rebranded to Cheltenham Martial Arts. When I first did that, I went over to the States to just find martial arts business coaches. There wasn't too many in the UK. There's some real good ones now, by the way. So if you're a martial arts instructor or business owner, then there's some great ones now in the UK. So, but there wasn't many around then. So I just thought, right, I'm going over there. These guys are switched on. Most of what happens in the States ends up over here anyway. It's just how trends go. So that's where I got my coaching. I made so many great connections and so many great friends. I learned so much, and I thought I had a good mindset anyway. But life happened, things happened, and I realized, you know what, it needs a bit more work. And that's the one thing I did learn, is that it always needs work. It always needs molding and developing and coaching. It's a bit like a muscle at the end of the day. You go training, or if you go to the gym, if you stop, it's just going to waste away. So our mindset is the same. And I would say that's one of the big factors of having a mentor, to help you grow as whether it be an individual, but as to help you grow you and your business. And it taught me to not be working in my business, because that's really what I thought I should be doing, but to be working on it. And that's been a huge lesson for me. And it's taken time for me to be able to step back slowly. There's still a few things that I'm doing. My plan is to hand those things over this year, and that's just more like marketing. But it's just, for me, it's become simple stuff. But it's things like that I had no clue. How do I set up a Facebook advert? So I just press this button here, shall I? Fire and forget, and you can end up wasting so much money. So that's the advantage then of having this mentor. Now, you could say, well, I'll work it out myself. And there's so many things. Yet you can get free tutor stuff on YouTube, and there's there are free mentors you can get. And if you can't afford it at the moment, okay, we'll start there. That's what I would say. Start somewhere. You can get stuff out of a book. It's still not quite the same. And when I was doing, say, my mentorship with the guys over in the States, then I couldn't always just go over there. That did cost money, but I knew I was getting good coaching. So a lot of it was, it was on Zoom or online before pandemic stuff. So I was well into Zoom before that kicked off. Lucky me. But you just missed out on that networking. You just missed out on the being there in that environment. Even if you're a shy person, you'd always someone to be drawn in somehow, and you draw to someone else. So I just found that my network, really did grow. The disadvantage was, most of those guys were in the States, so it was pretty hard for me to collaborate with anyone. So that was the downside, and that's it. But if anyone's ever been to my martial arts studio in Cheltenham, and you go in, and I hate. There's another thing I've had to learn is, hey, you just got to say it how it is. I think it's lush. I think it doesn't look like a martial arts studio, and there was a big reason through that came from being part of a mastermind group and sitting and listening. And obviously I've had to build to that, but a lot of the money that I put a lot of money into making the reception look the way it looks. It doesn't look like what you'd expect from a martial arts center. I'm pretty confident I'm probably one of the first that kind of did it like that in the UK. I'm seeing a lot more now pop up, and that's great, because it means we all have that same standard now, right? So the investment went into reception and the bathrooms to make them look nice and everything else. Not saying I didn't invest anywhere else, but that was probably the biggest factor of what went into it, because during that time on a mastermind there, it was pretty much all the time product, service, facility. So rather than, now maybe I could have worked that out myself. Maybe that would have come up somewhere along the line of reading a book, but having someone saying that to you all the time is so important. And actually being within martial arts anyway, one thing I find myself saying a lot when I was teaching was, keep your guard up. Keep your guard up, because we forget, we pick up bad habits, and we're humans, so we do it in life all the time. So having a guide and a mentor there is so important. There was times when I really did have like a scarcity mindset, when you're having because you have ups and downs. That's just life. That's business. We've had obviously pandemic for feels like forever. There's 2 years coming up, so that has hit Cheltenham martial arts pretty hard. And it's having someone there to say sometimes to you, hey, look, there's not much you can do. Try this. give this away, do that, do this thing. So I was pretty much ready to go with a pandemic because we built up online training and online coaching. So we were ready for that, because not that anyone perceived that that was going to happen, but we were working on doing a lot of different things, and how we can provide better service anyway. And that probably would not have come without having a mentor. I could have looked at someone else, and that happens a lot. Oh, what they doing? Let's see what they're doing. Let's copy it. You can't copy stuff, really. You can try, but you'll never get that secret sauce that they've got. So you're better off going to ask them, hey, how do you do this? And then find out the secret sauce. Yeah, you might have to invest in it. So what? But it'd be better for you, doing it that way. And that's my opinion, because that's how I've done it. And I've seen whatever, someone's doing something early, oh, should we try this? And it never works out the same, because you don't have their secret sauce. And that's why a mentor is so important. So obviously in the copy, I've listed a few things. And if you've got any to add, like how has a mentor helped you? Did you ever hold off? It took me a while to get onto the mastermind program, and I had to pull out the credit cards for it. It was it was a tough one, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad I did it. And then it has sorted itself out. So it took me from complete, and it helps with mindset. But yeah, so if you're in a mastermind, or you've got a mentor, how has it helped you? All right. If you put that off for years, what did you lose out on? Do you feel like, how do you wish everyone I see that's on a mastermind now, that they really wish they'd done it sooner? So I just chucked in a couple of benefits in the copy that we'll just go through, so they hold you accountable. Excuse me. So what that means is that when we're in business, like when I was employed, I was accountable to my boss, whoever was part of a team with. So I was accountable to them. So then when I went self-employed, I was still accountable to my mentor, my coach, the owner of that business, karate, what it was then. So I was still accountable I was accountable then. But when you go into business and you're the owner, well, who are you accountable now to? So it's good. We want that freedom, because we sometimes we want to work for ourselves. Maybe we're at that point where we're just better in that environment. We don't. I think I would struggle working for someone else now anyway, but I still need to be, I need some accountability, excuse me. And I need to, they're going to see things differently. Plus, most of the time, if you've got a good mentor, you're learning off their mistakes. And they're in such a position now that, they've probably stopped working. They're not working within their business anymore. And they got their own mentors. So you're picking up information much quicker than what they did. So in most cases, you will probably accelerate, your mentor. That's something I seem to see and notice a lot. And the good ones, I used to say this, is that I want you to be better than me, because then I've done a good job, right? So, and that's what I notice a lot with, the great mentors that I've had and I've got. And they're continually growing, because it's in their interest to grow, because they're mentoring. So as they're going like this, you're wherever you are, but you're going at the same level. So you're moving at the same pace. Like sometimes you might just go like this anyway. And I have sought out different mentors as and when I've felt that need to. But I always keep them in eyesight, because they've helped me grow. They've helped me achieve so much. If they hadn't set it upon themselves, right, I'm going to do this course. And yes, I've probably invested, I reckon, about a good 50. That's just since being a business owner, 50,000. And I could say, well, you could have had that money yourself, but it's not about money. I just want, for me, it's always been about time, to have the time to step back and be able to do the things that I want to do, not running around burning myself out, because I've done that so many times and it never ever ended well for me or people around me, to be fair. So life has, we got to change, we got to evolve, and it has been difficult, don't get me wrong, but it's been difficult anyway. And it's taken away so many stresses. It brings some new ones, because I've had, for me to step out of, say, the martial arts, my martial arts business more, then I've had to get staff in. So more staff, more, but I've got a great team now. So, we can't knock that. So my point is this, that they hold you accountable. Okay. You talk to them, and you learn from their mistakes. And because they're looking in and they've done it pretty much before. And what I've learned is actually, so I went through martial arts business coaching at the beginning, and I've pulled away from it. Nothing wrong with it, by the way, if you're in a similar situation as me. But I just wanted to start. In fact, I was encouraged to do this on that mastermind, which is great. Surround yourself with different business owners, not of the same industry all the time. And I feel like I really flew when I did that. And maybe it's just that I got that, but it could also be a combination. I got that momentum. So being part of Rob Moore's mastermind, so many different, it presented me more opportunities because it was orientated around business as a whole, and the principles are just the same. It's KPIs, understand your KPIs, key performance indicators, new people, new customers, and what's your goal? Let's keep it simple, right? So they have a good outside view, and I think that's so important. And because of being in a mastermind group, when we have those breakout rooms, I love it because I feel when I went on that one last year, each time I join a new mastermind, I feel like I've gone back to school, and I love being around like high level, entrepreneurs and business owners. We're all at different stages, but I really love just talking to everyone, connecting with the people in that group, because I learn so much. And they see things that little bit differently. So if there's a problem, or when we're in a breakout room and I'm just struggling with this at the moment, when you can't think, you can't find that solution, someone that just comes up with it straight away, like, oh yeah. So it's good to have that, and a mentor, they will be able to see that, and they can offer you some great advice, and especially as they're connecting so many of their clients that they've probably, sometimes you're just working on things together. So it's a great thing to have, and I think that's so valuable. It will help you change your mindset. Sometimes we are in the way of ourselves, whether it be ego, we feel like we know better. They will help you change your mindset and see it from a different point of view. And what I've found personally, I started to see things way ahead. I was able to implement things that might have seemed a bit out there. What are you doing? Why do you want your reception like that? Why are you spending all the so people won't get it, but it served. It was like, oh. And often I talk to my manager Michelle, and she said, oh, we didn't always get why, what this was about. Maybe I didn't communicate it very well, so that was something I was probably working on back then. But then I can see the benefits. She'd say I can see the benefits now, and how that's helped us evolve and grow. Recording lessons, why would someone do that? But now we got it it's on our app, so people can pick up stuff if they've missed anything in the class. Being ready for when the pandemic hit, no one anticipated that, right? So it meant we were ready for it. But not only that, by the end of it, we then suddenly had like 58 classes extra that people could pick and choose. If they couldn't make it in, that's okay. We got live. You can go live, or you got a recorded class. So it's stuff like that maybe I wouldn't have thought about. Being able to do this podcast, write a book, so many things that have come from that, and the understanding of why is so important. It's not just, hey, just do this. It put out the net for other things that have helped me grow, and then also it's enabled me to help others and help other give my time. I give my time to Cheltenham Bid, and I love doing that. So it puts you in a different you end up positioning yourself differently, how you want to position yourself. And it'll all be based on your principles and morals anyway. So they just help you do more of what you want to do, basically. So mindset is so important. We do get in our way a little bit. And like I said, I've had the scarcity mindset. Every now and then it pops back in. So it just got someone else to put you in check. And when you've conditioned it, it's easier to pull yourself out of that as well. So it's like, actually, no, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Let's just take our time. We're going to get there. It's not like anything about get rich fast or any of that. That's waste of time, pointless. So, but it's understanding what is the why behind the things that you're doing, and then going out there and doing it. So as a result, now I don't have to. I can work from home if I want. There's not so much I have to do. It's pretty much I got my team on that. But that's what I wanted to do, because there's other things that I want to do, and it frees my time up for stuff like this and other things where I feel is about helping and giving. And then I got time for myself and my children as and when I want it. Because sometimes in business and even in our work, we can be running around doing loads of different things, absolutely wasting a lot of time and not working smart. Okay. So they present you with ways to scale up or scale down your business. So, if you want to grow, you can grow, but sometimes you don't need to be doing 100 million different things just for that to happen. Okay. Maybe you look at the pricing. Is it right? Is it wrong? And those things are so important. But I feel the biggest one was you improve and grow your network. And as we said at another mastermind before, it's like your network is your net worth. And I've met so many great people. It's amazing. And the best thing is, as I've kind of tiered myself up for these different levels, especially, I feel like the networks that I'm in right now, and the other ones have been great, by the way, but I mean, right now, so impactful. Everyone really just wants to help. Everyone wants to, no one's in it for themselves, all supporting each other. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get on with everyone, but I seem to get on with most, so I'm okay with it. So, and you find different collaborations pop up, maybe different investment opportunities or business growth opportunities. So that is so powerful, and it's the feel I get is because we're all wanting to learn. No one's like trying to real hard sell it in your face, because I can't stand that either. So I feel that network has grown so much, and even if someone's in the same industry, yeah, that's great. Let's help each other. So it's changed my mindset on that. So so I think the network is really important. You just learn so much. You make some great friends along the way, but it's definitely really been really impactful for me. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Got to do the work though, right? So you can think of any more, let us know. Drop them in the comments. Be interested to find out. Okay, how is having a mentor, being part of a coaching program, mastermind, how has it helped you? Can you think of any more great reasons? And do you have any, who are your coaches? Drop them in. Why not? Let's use this link as a way to grow. And I think, finding a mentor, you've got to resonate with them. You can't just pick someone out of a hat. So for me, it does take me a little bit of time. I need to warm up to them a little bit. I want them to be on the same principle and morals. You do need, I think you need to meet them. If you can try and meet a mentor or a coach, because sometimes what you see online isn't always the true version of themselves. So you might think, oh, they're an idiot. But when you go to meet them, it's like, oh, this is a real nice person. And they're really genuine. And that's something I've really found. So the ones that hear me mention, they're real genuine people. And I truly believe they care. Obviously, yeah, they're running a business, but they want you to succeed, and they give so much, so much. And for me, it's got to fit in with my principles and morals of who I am and where I want to go. That is so important to me. And what I notice is that they're very giving people. So that's good for me to be around. Okay. So how do they help you grow, and what would be the cost if you didn't have a mentor? And if you're kind of thinking on the fence a bit about it, do you know what? Get yourself down to there's always some weekend or 2-day event. Get yourself down to it. Be prepared. But I do feel no pay, no play. So free events, you get good stuff. But we all know, yeah, they gotta make a sale on a course. Nothing wrong with that. But if you resonated with it, might as well get yourself on it. And actually, what I found, the investment itself made me want to do the work. When I've had like stuff for free, ends up going on a shelf because I'm a bit terrible like that. But are you the same? When you get something for free, oh, this is great. I got this free course. Does it go on the shelf? Do you actually go through it? But I'd say there's more, and we have got to pay for the good stuff. But that's life. That's just how it is. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you've been watching, thank you for listening. If you've been listening, don't forget, share this. But drop in the comments below, how has having a mentor helped you? Or if you've got concerns about it, what you're worried about, drop it in. Let's see if we can work together and can maybe take away some of them concerns as worries. But nothing to lose. But as I said, investing in it pushed me to do the work I needed to do. And I've learned so much. Things like Facebook ads, I'm pretty good at them now. It's always evolving, don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't have had that down. And all I hear is, oh, I can't do that. I don't know, that don't work. This don't work. That don't work. This is better. That's better. Okay, that's cool. But for me, I've learned things like that, and even how to value a business, how to look at it, ask the right relevant questions. It's always a continual learning process. And sometimes, even that, I just do it in stages. I implement one thing, right? Next, implement one thing, get used to it, implement the next, get used to it. And that's how I work. Anyway, peace, love, have a great day. And I will see you all same bat time. I should say Matt time, shouldn't I? Same Matt channel next week.